All right, welcome to our special Wednesday edition of The Fresh Cut. I hate that. I don't know why I did that. I hope... I'm worried that they're playing this somewhere for Wonderful Wednesday. So, if anyone heard me do that, I'm sorry. This is actually... Maybe you're hearing this Monday, but this is recorded on Wednesday the 28th, the week before, because of Easter break. And because we like doing our show in the daylight sometimes, 'cause it makes us generally nicer to our guests and each other. Joining me just now is my co-host, Erin Donovan.
Hi, friends. It's Wonderful Wednesday. It was out, and I didn't use the bathroom, and now that I came here and I had to.
Yeah.
We're all human. It's
such a busy day. Sometimes you have to go pee during your radio show, and that's fine.
I'm still here. I'm 1 minute late. In class, I wouldn't even been marked late.
I wasn't saying... That wasn't judgmental.
Yeah, I felt some judgment.
Okay. Well, anyways, housekeeping. If you're listening to this on Monday, it is no longer Lent.
Welcome back!
No one can say, I can't watch you because I gave up radio. It's all good. And
also, they can't watch us. They just listen.
Everyone's... That's not worth calling out. That's just kind of mean.
It's just funny because every time
some people watch us on YouTube. In which case, if you're watching that, then...
All right.
You shouldn't use the radio Lent excuse either. Anyways, I mean...
I just wanted to call it out because you get upset.
I do get upset, but I don't know why that should be the reason for you to do anything.
Because it's funny.
You're my friend.
I'm glad we have that recorded forever.
Well, delete.
Backspace, backspace, backspace.
With us today is the eccentric, lovable...
Reptar.
I'm sorry, what was that first word?
Eccentric?
Most hated man on campus. Stunt devil. Philanthropist. Philanthropist. That sounds like a superhero.
Philanderer.
That sounds like a superhero that's like... His main power is charity, but he also punches. It's the American dream. Anyways... this is Adam Bess.
Hello.
One of our first planned guests, but one of our last semester guests.
Executed.
Executed, oh.
Is that what I'm here for?
It's not like you execute a plan. Not like...
Nice slurpy noise. God, we have that recorded forever. Except I'm not.
Why do you do this to me? You're my friend.
Okay, I see how this is. You're going to turn my words on me. Caleb Perney, our producer, said that sometimes they play Milligan Radio at events at Wonderful Wednesday, Erin. So just a warning, let's be a little more careful about our word choices than sometimes.
What if they broadcast us always say stripper?
Well, we wouldn't say stripper on broadcast now, would we?
We can say stripper on the radio.
We can, but should we?
Yes.
There might be children out there.
Oh, there's definitely kids out there.
I forget.
They don't have to know about the difficult decisions you make when finding a career. We don't all get to be...
They don't know who we are.
CEOs.
I'll just not talk in front of any parents.
All right. Well, I'm Adam Bess. And this is my co-host, Adam Bess, and our guest, Adam Bess.
And I can be Jeanette Bess.
Oh. And two of us are married to her. Confusing.
Sister wives, polygamy.
Yeah, well, we're Christian college. Does that translate to Mormon college? Are Mormon polygamy jokes fine?
I would say so.
I'm going to move on either way. Oh, okay.
There's a high...
We're coming for you, Romney.
I went to school...
We might be the only ones.
You're right.
I'm stressed. Erin, did you prepare anything for today?
I thought Adam had some. So
I didn't know that was required.
Oh, you had said you had... I thought about that, and you said you want to talk about movie...
Well, we actually came up with some conspiracies we'd like to talk about that are pretty good.
21 Pilots.
All the plans that were made, by the way, by the two wonderful hosts and me, were at least, 2.5 months ago. So it was okay for me to forget about all of it.
Yeah. It's not like that time could have been spent preparing on any of our parts. We only had 2 days to prepare for this one, in fairness.
So what are your conspiracy theories that you prepared?
Well, we've waited a long time for this one, but let's do some flat Earth. They think the Earth is flat. It's pretty self-explanatory.
Yeah, just the way that you said it. For a second, I couldn't tell if it was one or two words, so I was trying to process it.
Flat Earth. Flat Earth.
Listen.
Flat Earth. Nah.
Yeah, I don't like it. Anyways,
There's who's the guy on Twitter? There's a celebrity that believes the Earth is flat. I'll Google it.
I don't know that. But if it's Mitt Romney, we're still coming for him. In the news this past week, or maybe it was a couple weeks ago, a flat earther actually built himself a homemade, I believe, rocket ship to send himself into the sky.
So there's 6! There's 6 celebrities that believe the Earth is flat.
Okay, well, let's start with that.
I didn't mean to interrupt, but I just was... Alright, Kyrie Irving.
That's not a celebrity.
Is a Cleveland Cavaliers guard. I think that's basketball.
Well, they have to perform on very flat surfaces, so I guess he's projecting that to the rest of the world.
Quote, "This is not even a conspiracy theory. The Earth is flat. The Earth is flat. It's right in front of our faces. I'm telling you, it's right in front of our faces. They lie to us."
Was he on the ground while he said this?
Is Elon Musk on that list?
Next is Sammy Watkins / Draymond Green / Wilson Chandler / Shaquille O'Neal.
Is that all the same person?
No.
Apparently Irving was... Oh. Okay, then there's a picture that blocked something. Apparently he claimed the whole thing Irving had claimed the whole thing had been a social experiment. So he was joking, but I think he was just embarrassed. But...
Saw a picture of the Earth that we have.
Los Angeles Rams receiver Sammy Watkins believes the Earth is flat. Golden State Warriors forward Draymond Green, who said he didn't know if the Earth was flat, but it could be. And then there's Denver Nuggets. All right, can we just go over the fact that we have a team called the Nuggets? That should be a conspiracy theory in itself.
I mean, there are fans of chicken nuggets.
Amy Long.
Including noted...
Campus princess.
Yeah, noted campus princess Amy Long.
Saw her today.
Regular
Flower
guest.
of your heart, or whatever.
Beautiful. So beautiful.
Denver Nuggets forward Wilson Chandler, who in February tweeted, "I agree with him," in response to a now deleted tweet about Irving. Shaquille O'Neal, too, also got involved, later claiming he'd been joking that he thought the Earth was flat.
So it's athletes, really, is what I'm getting out of this.
B.O.B.
The Notorious?
Is this real?
This is...
How legitimate is this source, Erin?
Well, I've definitely seen a lot of these tweets on Twitter. That's what made me think of
okay.
it. Also, B.O.B. was the guy I was thinking about.
Well, we don't
What does
think...
he play?
He's a... I was like, oh gosh, how do I respond to that?
Is he a Nugget?
For the record, we don't think all athletes are stupid people that believe in flat Earth. I believe I can refer back to a few episodes when we mentioned the brilliant athlete Arian Foster and his wonderful piece on Caillou and why he sucks. And I know our guest and my former roommate of 3 years, Adam Bess, is well aware of this article.
Yeah, it's my favorite. I think it may be the first tweet I ever liked.
I think it should have a Pulitzer Prize.
Oh.
Or win, is what. Oh, what?
Are you ready for this B.O.B. quote?
Yes.
"A lot of people are turned off by the phrase flat Earth, ... But there's no way you can see all the evidence and not know, ... Grow up." Then he went on to continue, "No matter how high in elevation you are, the horizon is always eye level, ... Sorry, cadets, ... I don't want to believe it either."
Well, first of all, that's I think that's really poetic. but it's not true. Sorry.
It also led to
He has evidence, Noah. What evidence do you have to bring against that?
You're right. I'm not in NASA.
Yeah. Have you been on a summit? Have you seen the Earth from different altitudes?
I've gone upstairs. Looked out the window.
Apparently led to a rap battle with astrophysicist Neil deGrasse Tyson, who took it upon himself to debunk most of B.O.B.'s musings.
Neil deGrasse Tyson, that's not your job.
I love that, though.
Why do you always do this?
There's some actors who I've never heard of. Do you guys know Tila Tequila? I feel like this is...
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I just don't want to talk about her. She looks a little bit like someone I'm not allowed to talk about on the radio. Have you heard of Freddie Flintoff?
Stripper.
No. No, we don't say stripper. There are children listening.
You just said it.
I didn't say stripper. Anyways.
Have you heard of Freddie Flintoff?
Freddie Flintstone?
Yeah, that's not a good disguise.
In the UK, he's a pretty famous cricketer.
That's an athlete, by the way.
Who was instrumental in England's defeat of Australia in the 2005 Ashes series. Okay, he's good at cricket. It doesn't even count. Do you guys know who AJ Styles / Sherry Shepherd is?
Is it the same person?
WWE wrestler. That was a former category my mom suggested for our game, band name, baby name.
If you think of a funny phrase, Adam, let us know if if you think it'd be a good band name or baby name or stripper name.
Or sports mascot name or WWE wrestler name.
Yeah, anything like that. Like, if I look out the door, I see Emergency Exit. That's a pretty good band name, Indie.
I think Nugget's a good baby name.
Nugget's a great baby name. It's not a
Nugget.
At other things name.
Word I want to say on the radio but can't because there's children listening.
The other word.
Okay, those are all the people on this article.
Well,
but I was mostly thinking of B.O.B., but it kind of hurts that Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah, come on, man.
I love him.
You know what? He's so up there, though. He probably has like a different view than the rest of us do. He might have.
He has his own video games.
I meant up there, like in height. He's really tall.
Also true. Yeah, he does have a good perspective.
But I mean, like he's up there in the public eye.
That's true.
Which I mean, we are now. We're on the radio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember when
How
you
does it
tweeted
feel?
a picture of us? It's been so long.
Yeah, that was like 2.5 months ago.
Yeah, you're not a fan anymore. You're a collaborator.
Oh.
You
Can I be
still
both?
be a fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fan laborator.
Oh, that'd be a good baby name.
Kafab you later.
Fab.
Sounds like a Dr. Doofenshmirtz invention.
We haven't talked about Phineas and Ferb on the show, I don't think.
Oh, there are conspiracy theories about them?
I wonder if there's a conspiracy theory about iCarly.
Actually,
there is.
Save your iCarly stuff for later, and I think you'll be surprised with the game we'll be playing.
I'm so excited.
It's very special.
But there is actually an iCarly conspiracy theory.
Well, first I have more
there
flat
is a
Earth
Phineas and Ferb
conspiracy.
one.
Okay,
too.
go ahead.
This past week, I think, a flat earther decided to make his homemade rocket ship to launch into space and get proof that the Earth is flat, because how can we trust all that NASA and Google Maps and everything? It's just unreliable.
Just Photoshop, man.
The article I read was from the AV Club, and it mentions that he managed to get up 1,875 feet at 350 miles per hour before parachutes deployed, and he lived. He made it back down. Unfortunately, as some people mentioned in the comments, you can actually just go hiking and find higher altitudes than that. But I just... First of all, I'm impressed because it can't be easy to make a rocket like that. But on the other hand, that requires a lot of scientific knowledge, the kind that flat earthers are generally not a big fan of.
Did you see that thing? Have you actually seen the video?
I haven't seen the video.
It looks like a cardboard box that was painted blue.
Oh no.
Like, here, I'll show you a picture.
I'm not
now.
associated with this just because my hair is blue or Noah's wearing a blue shirt.
I'm not.
Adam came prepared. He knew not to associate himself.
I mean, I'm wearing blue jeans, so...
Oh no.
I'm like halfway to 1,081 feet or whatever it was.
Beautiful. Anyone here believe in flat Earth?
Nope.
You, Adam?
Nah, I'm good. I'm good.
Well, I'm happy to announce that not me. I'm not a flat earther, but we do have a flat earther in our ranks, a Miss Kristen Branch outside. Why don't you come in, Kristen?
She believes the Earth is flat?
Oh, she definitely believes the Earth is flat.
Oh, interesting.
She's a theater person. Everything she knows is fiction, so can you blame her?
Never
Come take
mind.
a seat.
Okay, I was
Adam,
wrong.
Adam, scoot over
Yeah.
a bit. We have an extra chair,
No, no,
actually,
no,
set aside.
This for you.
Oh, can I have that in here?
Go get your pizza.
Okay.
You can eat in the
wait.
I
corner.
will deliver it. This is my job.
All right,
Delivery.
but we want to hear your thoughts on flat Earth conspiracy
No,
because we
you
know
know-
you're a big fan.
Okay, the
or
rocket-
as they call it, flan. It's flat fan.
Just I mean, he...
The rocket was red, and the weird truck he backed it up on was blue.
Wait, this is him?
That's him.
Very
He really
patriotic.
looks like a woman.
Erin, will you tweet that?
No, I gotta see
Well,
that.
I'm gonna...
I'll send it to you.
Thank
and
you.
then-
I realized it wasn't actually my phone.
Yeah.
Wait,
Oh
no,
my
you know I'm also a theater person.
Yeah, it was a joke, okay?
I just wanted to...
I know you're a theater
I
person.
just didn't know
so
if we had to
proud.
address that.
I mean, we're the ones that talk about
MadMikeHughes.com, that's his
conspiracies all
website.
day.
Hold on.
Oh, there's a website.
Anyways,
He's got his
Kristen,
Yeah.
every time I talk to you, your favorite thing is to mention, what a beautiful day on our beautifully flat, the rocks
Send me that link.
kind of make it a little bumpy, but that doesn't count because they're just on the Earth. Why don't you talk about it?
Well, Noah, I have one word to say to you, and that's maps.
Maps?
Maps.
You know, that's true. We all rely on maps, or even the flat surfaces of our phone. And
Exactly.
how can those be reliable if the Earth is actually round?
A picture is worth 1,000 words, and aren't maps just a picture of our planet, our world?
The books are practically writing themselves.
I mean,
That's scholarly
atlases.
journal material.
So what about globes?
Globes are
I'm
not
stressed.
well accepted in the flat. One time I saw this person tweet some pictures of a flat Earth discussion where they were debating whether or not volcanoes are real. That was pretty good. Are they real, Kristen?
Volcanoes?
Yeah.
What do you think Pompeii has to say about that?
Well, I would
Rest
say
in
that
peace.
seeing that they're gone, I'm pretty sure they have nothing to say about this.
I thought you meant volcanoes are gone. I thought you were about to out yourself.
Oh
as a
yeah, don't
flat
even get
earther.
me started on the extinction of volcanoes, Adam.
So you admit there were volcanoes?
I mean, maybe. Who am I? I mean, I haven't studied too much about the involvement of volcanoes in the Bible, but you know, maybe they're in there.
We have a rare modernist, open-minded flat earther in the room.
You know, I'm
Thanks,
open to
Kristen.
the existence of volcanoes in the Bible, for the record.
That makes things a lot more exciting. I mean, Jesus is pretty exciting, like Happy Easter, but
You know, when the Bible says,
this is good for the children.
when the
here
Bible
to
says
actually
male
represent
and
the
female,
children.
he created them, don't you think that it would have said top of the earth and side of the earth he created them if the earth was not flat? Wouldn't he have to create people that were capable of withstanding different points of a rounded spear?
Yeah, that's in the Bible, right? Points of a rounded spear.
Points of a rounded spear.
Genesis 1:1.
Listen, Erin's a Bible minor. Why don't you not insult her? Just because you have a Bible in your pocket. Great. Now, no one's gonna listen anymore because they're like, oh, look
Why
at
they gotta
them
bring
bringing out
religion
their
into this?
Jesus guns.
Sticking them in his ears.
Ugh.
One time Noah said, I don't want to shove my Jesus in your ears.
Did I say that on the show?
Yes.
Well, I don't want to shove my Jesus in your ears, even though this is a Christian college where I want it to be. I want it to be there for
I want to shove
everyone.
your Jesus in your ears.
My Jesus.
Which one takes the wheel?
Well, flat Earth Jesus, because
But a wheel's not flat, a wheel's round. It wouldn't work.
I'm so
I mean, if you lay it on a table,
Yeah.
it looks pretty flat to me.
yeah. Why don't you listen? I guess I should have talked to you some more about radio, Adam. But the first thing you want to know, being on the radio, is you don't want to look like a fool or sound like one.
Oh no.
Mostly sound like
You
one.
can edit that out, right?
We won't,
Yeah.
but we could. Anyways, thanks for sharing that. Kristen Branch has actually been on our show before, where we talked about
Yes.
Abraham Lincoln conspiracies.
Yeah.
I thought I'd bring her back for.
The moon landing hoax. I mean, if you do recall from the moon landing hoax, the flat earthers are also ones who don't believe in the moon landing.
Funny you should
No,
mention
yeah,
that.
Not just not believing in the moon landing. You hear the moon landings were faked? You ready for this? This is
Adam and I found this 20 minutes ago. The ultimate conspiracy.
the moon was faked.
Yes. Of course the moon landing was faked. The
'Cause there's
moon
no moon.
itself. How does that make sense? Especially if you're a flat earther, how would we have this flat earth with a round object in the sky?
It's just a projection that the government sends out into the air, and you can actually YouTube it. There are instances people have caught on film or on YouTube film, the moon like glitching out and like going out for a second because it's totally fake and it's not real. Like it'll go out, the power will go out on the moon for a second, and they scramble to fix it, and they'll go back on.
That's my new dream job.
See, why do you think they call it the moon? Mooning is a prank which involves exposing lower body regions. It's all fun and games, and that's how the scientists treat the moon. It's their big joke. It's like how, it's like when you go to the optometrist, or the eye doctor, as I call it.
You just called it the optometrist.
Yeah, well, it's just, I wanted to get the official term out of the way first before segging into what I'm going to call it for the rest of the show, which is eye doctors. So if you want to stop undermining me, that would be great. Anyways, when you go to the eye doctor, what do? They blow a puff of air into your eye. That does not help your eye. If anything, it probably, like, hurts it. It's just a big joke they have.
I've never had that.
It doesn't accomplish anything. So sometimes, whether you're a scientist or an eye doctor, you got to pass the time. You got to have something to laugh about with your coworkers.
Wait, question. Everyone else in this room is wearing glasses. Have you ever had this puff of air blown into your eye?
No.
I've not had the puff of air. Corinne's told me about the puff of air, but I've actually had to be my head held, and then poke my eye with, like, a plastic, like, tube.
Oh, that's the old-fashioned eye doctor prank.
I guess so.
I have experienced none of this, but also I've only been in the eye doctor twice.
Then they play video games with you where you're supposed to, like, press every time you see a white flash in the corner of your eye. It's not very fun. Am I the only one that...
What kind of eye doctor do you go to?
This has been at all the eye doctors I've gone to.
Is this a Southern thing?
I don't think it's a Southern thing.
I think
Does
it's
it have
Parker
accents?
thing, the puff of air. No,
I don't go to a family eye doctor.
My sister do that.
Our producer, the puff of air, or all of it?
You know, the flashing light.
Yeah, the flashing
Really?
lights. They give you a little controller and you, like, press it in.
And she's, like, borderline ADD, so she gets bored and distracted and forgets to press it.
You know what? It actually stresses me out quite a bit because I'm like, was that one? And they're usually timed, or at least the one I go to, it's like in a timed sequence. So when you don't see one on the timing, it's like, am I just blind? Should I hit it every time on the timing just to get a good score?
Are you really afraid of failing that test?
It's just, I have really bad vision. So sometimes, like, I go to the eye doctor, I call it the eye doctor. And what they make fun of me. Like, this one time, like, they got my results back, and the girl's like, yeah, you have pretty bad vision, but it's okay. We'll get you some glasses. And I'm like, but I'm going to be fine, right? It's not going to get worse.
Overnight, but it'll be okay.
It's a scary thing that happens in my life. This is actually Noah's insecurity hour.
What would you do if, after all this time, the doctor yanks your glasses off?
My jacket off? That would be a breach of
They take your jacket
privacy.
off, and then they sit you down in the chair. They take your glasses off, and they say that this whole time it's all been one big prank. That puff of air they gave you blinded you, and so they've been able to put glasses on you for years and years and years.
I would say I knew it all along, fools. I just let it happen because I'm insecure. I didn't want to stand up to myself, for myself.
Man, this is the Noah hour, the Noah insecurity hour.
It is Noah and Erin on Twitter.
Maybe I should change it from @Noah and Erin on Twitter to @Noah insecure plus Erin. That's a little wordy.
Yeah, there's probably too many characters.
I think there's a limit, yeah, on the characters.
Don't judge.
You can only have 15.
Don't make him feel more insecure.
They did. You can make the actual username longer now. That's not interesting. The moon ain't real, or at least according to these conspiracies. Sometimes,
the moon ain't real.
sometimes for our conspiracies, I have to, like, lean into them even when I don't believe with them because we can't. Other than Kristen, who is a notorious flat. Every time they have a theater production, she goes to the professor Dick Major, and she's like, "I think you should look at my screenplay for Flat Earth. It's called Earth is as Flat as These Pages."
It's a comedy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's actually a little poignant at the end. Did I say poignant right?
You did. That's another great word. We've been encountering so many superb
Marvelous.
vocabulary words.
Wonderful.
Sublime.
Good band. Just kidding, it's not.
It is a good band. Name.
Oh, that is a good band.
I haven't listened to the
Sublime, so
band
why don't you do that?
Sublime. It's not a good stripper name, but actually, it kind of does sound like one of those, like, one-word
Now
adjective
introducing,
ones.
for your viewing pleasure, Sublime.
The band.
Look, that was my clap.
Kristen's not impressed.
No, I'm like confused.
Yeah, we can see
That's
Erin's clap on our
for the
Audacity.
band or the
other one.
The other
It's
one.
both.
All I'm hearing
They
is,
perform
like,
together.
the
It's
trademark
avant-garde.
song is the lime and the coconut song.
You put the lime in the
Lime
coconut?
in the coconut.
Wait, that's...
Kristen, I didn't bring you on this show so you could sing that lime and
did.
coconut song. You did.
Thank you.
And now for your listening pleasure, lime and coconut.
You brought it on for Flat Earth, thought it was a surprise. In reality, I talked to her and said, I need you to come on, and somehow turned the conversation to say why.
Hey, what if we compromised with the flat earthers and said that it's not quite round, it's not quite flat, it's
It's a semi-sphere.
I was gonna say like a pear shape or something.
I said a square.
Or like a dodecahedron.
It is a dodecahedron.
Or not
It is
math
flat,
majors
but
here.
it is also like somewhat. From a distance, you might
What if
think it's
like
rounded.
2.5
It's like a
dimensional?
soccer ball.
Can something be like not 2-dimensional, not 3-dimensional, like right in the middle?
Listen, Erin, I'm a math major, and if you want to talk about geometric shapes with you, I absolutely will. I just don't think you know what you're getting into.
So
Geometry was the only math I was good at, but I took that my freshman year of high school.
All downhill from there. I mean, all straight
Flat
down the
from
flat road.
Then I took then I took intermediate algebra, then I took the history of math.
Wow.
So I have a question about flat Earth. If you want to represent it, Kristen or Noah or whoever wants to represent flat Earthers, I have a question. If the Earth is flat like a map and you can see all the continents, what's on the underside of the Earth? Like on the other side of the paper.
It's an alternate dimension type Earth
Or
where
is that where
everyone is a
Australia
George
is?
Did you
Bush
see Rabbit
type
Hole?
person.
Did you see our
They're
play
all
Rabbit
related.
Hole?
Mm-hmm.
Remember how those rabbit holes at the end of the play? That was Kristen trying to put that in there.
So Bradley Harvey is a flat earther.
Yes, we worked together,
Confirmed.
but honestly, going back to something that was a constant theme in the time I was a guest on this show, if you look on the back of the map, you're gonna find something similar to a National Treasures, the Declaration of Independence. You're just gonna find the key to your next clue on your journey.
Well, that's what
Adam.
they tell us in our American schools, but I'm worried that if you actually look at it, it'll turn out to be like the Communist Manifesto or Mein Kampf or like
As read by Nicolas Cage.
or like some instruction manual to like a Power Ranger action figure
to a rocket so you can
to a rocket.
fly out into the air and prove that the Earth is flat.
Well, how did he get under it? He would have needed the rocket to do that in the first place.
I'm actually
This
kind of
conspiracy is
flabbergasted about
weirdly going in a circle. We're about halfway through our show, so I think it's time to transition into the game that I haven't really prepared. We're going to do this more just spur of the moment,
Free ball it?
but this
Free
is actually
flatted.
a game for my dear friend Erin Donovan.
Yes.
It is a game I like to call iErin.
That's just the worst in the world. That's the worst name in the world.
Anyone that knows Erin Donovan at all knows that she is a big fan, or at least referencer, of beloved film series. I'll call it iCarly.
Yeah.
Was there an iCarly movie?
See, I was looking
No.
forward to a conspiracy.
There's a Drake
I
and
know what
Josh
you're
movie. Have you guys seen the Drake and Josh memes lately?
Oh, they're
No.
beautiful.
Where they're like, it's like rotoscoped. You don't even know what that means. Anyway, I'll talk about it later. But it's when they're in the treehouse, but they change the background, so it'll be something else. Anyways,
Oh, no, I've seen them in the car, and the background is something else.
oh, stuff like that.
Okay.
Anyways, iCarly. On the show iCarly, it's about some tweens is really the best word for it, who create their own YouTube show, which is really unreal. Like, they would have gotten a lot more hate for that. Like, I don't know. Think of people like Rebecca Black. They got like a lot of death threats. If
They have
iCarly
their
were
own-
realistic, they'd be crying
They
more.
have their own website, though. They didn't post
Yeah,
to
it's
YouTube.
not YouTube.
Yeah, how
They
did they
could
get their own
disable- they
website?
could
That
disable
nerd,
comments and stuff.
Freddie.
Don't call me.
Okay.
I was in love with Freddie.
Well,
I mean, I was more of a Spencer girl myself, but
I did love Spencer.
Spencer wasn't going anywhere with his life, though.
he
Freddie
was
could,
doing what he wanted to do with his life, Noah.
Freddie could make
Oh,
websites.
There you go. iCarly conspiracy theory. Crazy Steve from Drake and Josh went full on crazy, kidnapped
That is one of the conspiracy
Miranda
That's it.
Cosgrove. Yeah.
There's another one
Really?
about the Bee movie in iCarly. Stay tuned next week.
Yeah, we got to keep you people wanting more. Anyways, on their little web show, the show itself, iCarly, was pretty funny, but their web show was pretty weird. Some of the stuff they did. They had their
The show within the show.
the show within the show. They had Dancing Bra, or the Bra's a Ghost or something. What is it? Anyways, I thought Erin loves iCarly. Why don't we come up with some fun ideas for her own web show, iErin? eErin.
Do I have to come up with all of them?
This is your show. We'll help you, but what do you want from your show, Erin?
Miranda Cosgrove.
She keeps doing those Despicable Me movies, so you're going to have to get her away from those.
I actually... maybe I don't want her anymore. Okay.
Ouch.
I hate Minions. One of the things...
Oh, the moon wasn't fake in that movie.
We're going... I can't do the Gru accent on command. One of my favorite iCarly memes is when they had a kid send a video of himself in, and he was covered in peanut butter and he crunk danced. So I would love for that to happen. I think about that more than I should.
Well, yeah, you could start with that.
He literally covered himself head to toe in crunchy peanut butter.
Well,
Was that a reoccurring thing, or was that a one-off?
That was a one-time thing.
What you could do is, for your own version, you could get the peanut butter baby from YouTube that's just sitting there on the table and goes, you could just do that. You could just bring him on.
All right. I think it could be kind of like an Ellen.
That's
I don't
the
think
next
I've
generation.
seen that video. That reminded me more of like
Have you
the kid
not?
that humps the not the kid. Oops, the turtle humping the croc.
Oh my gosh,
Are we
no!
allowed to say that word?
If we can say strip, which we're not saying stripper today, in case people are listening live. But hypothetically, if we were saying the word stripper, we would be saying the word hump. We just ideally wouldn't say it after the word kid. That I meant a kid turtle.
I don't want that on my show. I really don't want that on my show.
Oh gosh.
What about other turtle-based content?
My favorite band's first name was Paradise Fears the Turtle. So I'd bring them on. I'd reunite them.
Their first name?
I would just reunite the band. They kind of have decided to grow up and to do adult things.
Yeah.
The lead singer's now making
Obama and
movies.
Biden did the same thing, and it was kind of frustrating. I wish they were still collaborating.
Did you know technically that Joe Biden could run for president with Obama as his vice president?
I think Obama said he couldn't run for third term even if he was legally allowed to because his wife would hate him.
But it would be it wouldn't be third term, it would be first term as vice president. Okay, so I would convince Joe Biden.
You want Obama on your show?
Yes.
They got the plain white tees.
Plain White Tees, that'd be a good band name.
Get out of my show. Bad.
They also had One Direction on iCarly. That shows how old, because it was like early One Direction.
I didn't know One Direction was on there.
Michelle
Yeah.
Obama was on iCarly.
Yeah.
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 The Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
That had nothing
I'm trying
to
to
do
remember
with
his name.
Michelle
Was it like David Archuleta? Was
David
he on there
Archuleta
too?
was on there.
Yes. He's making music again.
Is he
Is he?
really?
Yes. He stopped, but then he came back.
Who was the evil British one in that same...
Neville?
No.
I don't think he was
No.
British.
In the David Archuleta episode, there was an evil British American Idol, and he called Gibby
How come-
Ghibli.
Yeah.
He called everyone
But David Archuleta was from American Idol, but they said they had some own fake show that was a parody of American Idol, but they also had the teacher with the Randy Jackson closet. What's up with that?
I would have Randy Jackson on my show, not that teacher. I would
In a closet or
No. I would bring on Milligan's Campus Gibby.
naturally? Gotta have your own Gibby if you're gonna have an My Name Here show. That was selfish of her. You know, Sam was on that show a lot too.
Was it the kid who played Gibby? I know that the kid who played Neville in Harry Potter grew up to be extremely hot, but did the kid who played Gibby grow up to be extremely hot too, or am I just imagining
I'm gonna
that?
find out.
For research.
Mitchell texted me at 2:28. Are you doing your radio show right now? We are.
Yes, listen in right now, Mitchell, and here are our thoughts on Erin's own version of iCarly, iErin. Or would you prefer Donovan?
Donovan sounds better.
Well, unfortunately, we're already calling it iErin.
What if
I've already got the website up.
I guess if I ever do get married, they would make it. They would have to take my lad's name, which we talked about
Yes.
Monday.
Like,
Ben Moffitt, which his birthday was yesterday. So if you see Ben Moffitt, wish him a belated birthday.
yeah, if... Be
Although
sure
if
to
you're
listen
listening to
into
this
our...
on YouTube. It's a very belated birthday.
Yeah, listen to our last show where we try to set up Ben Moffitt and Amy Long, and maybe things go well this time. I won't say for sure, but they left without us. They ditched us at the end talking to each other, so they didn't say bye. I was a little hurt.
He's just kind of
He's just
still.
Gibby.
He's just Gibby.
Gibby
Oh
with the
no, he
back.
looks like he's become more Gibby.
He's become Ghibli.
Ghibli. Oh, I don't
That
like
was
that.
actually his final evolution, kind of like Pokemon.
But yeah, you got to bring your own Gibby on the show. I'm trying to think of
episode where
Derby
Gibby
dancing.
like wants to fight Freddy or something.
Yes.
Yeah, that was a good one.
a lot of iCarly fans in this episode.
Do you remember Fred?
This was supposed
Yes.
Fred
We
got
talked
his
about that.
start there.
We talked about that on Monday. Fred's not doing well anymore.
Really?
Look at his Twitter.
Oh,
He's a
okay.
sugar daddy.
to. Yeah, he did tweet that his sugar daddy stood him up or something.
Yeah, his sugar daddy was late. I don't know if he was.
Can we say that?
I don't know. We've said it enough, though. It's a good candy. If you don't know what sugar daddy is, go to the
Listen
aisle
to the
at
Fresh
grocery
Cut.
store. It's like basically just straight up caramel.
Listen to our show where we make our important decisions after the fact.
Okay, so we have
Activities.
activities we would do. Well, this would still be a podcast I had going on, so I couldn't talk about conspiracy theories.
Yes. So you're going to have to do things that involve more senses than just hearing. So how about you have your guests on, blindfold them, let them taste 9 condiments, and you're going to tell them which ones are ketchup and which ones are not.
We could have them eat onions in the dark. That used to be a thing kids did. Because they taste different.
You gave me a
Onions
weird
in the
look
dark.
when I said
Seriously?
condiments. Did you think I was
That's
going to say
maybe not a
something
good
else?
band name, but it's a good album name.
What?
Onions in the Dark.
Onions in
Oh,
the
that's really
It's
good.
not bad. And I'm being serious this time.
No.
Not a good Lady of the Night name, but
Lady of the Night. Good
great
lady.
band name. Oh, it's so good.
And then it would work for everything.
It works for everything.
'Cause you
For a
just-
baby?
we just call her Lady.
It's a cool WWE wrestler name, but a baby name? Baby of the Night? Well, I guess they wake you up a lot, so you're like, oh, there's that Lady of the Night again. How
You
frustrating.
just call her Lady.
That's true. Lady of the Tramp.
That was my favorite movie. We would watch Lady and the Tramp.
They're doing a live action version, I believe.
I really.
Okay,
sorry.
Kristen, back off.
Ow. Sorry. I'm just kidding. I literally watched that so many times as a kid. My mom had to buy a new VHS tape because I wore out the tape.
The tape part of
Wow,
the tape.
your mom actually bought you another tape. That must be nice.
I have to go now.
Which
But I'm
which character is going to be played by Josh Gad in this one?
no.
Gibby from iCarly.
Live action iCarly.
Live action iCarly.
I got
The
Michael
gritty
Jackson's
reboot of
dead.
iCarly. Ooh.
If Michael Jackson was still alive, I would have him come on and be Miranda Cosgrove. I don't know if you've seen that. I'll tweet that picture. It's still
You hate...
Mitchell's listening. He just got to his room. Mitchell, enjoy your room. He said he's gonna listen from here.
Enjoy The Room if you want to watch that
Tommy
movie.
Wiseau would have to come on.
Or Best Friends feed,
Yes, he's
whichever
got a
you
new movie
prefer.
coming out.
Coming
Oh, yeah,
soon.
next week?
Amy Shoemaker
this
talked
week, actually.
Oh, this week.
to us
Yeah.
about it pretty recently. But
Celebrate the end of Lent.
I wonder if
with-
he would say like,
Best
"Oh
friends.
hi,
Exactly.
Erin." Oh hi, Mom. Yep, that's a room.
that's The Room. Sorry, Mitchell.
The Room.
Sorry for that content.
Okay.
Anyways,
So
we're talking
far
about...
We've only had.
We're trying to plan iCarly for Erin. iErin.
So I would have Mitchell be my graphic designer.
He's your Freddy.
Who would be your Sam?
Noah.
Wait. But that would mean that... Well, we can't keep...
Okay. Not all the plot lines are gonna say this.
Yeah, we're not going to sync all the iCarly plot lines then because it doesn't become...
No.
Milligan wouldn't be completely okay with all of that.
Oh look, I already had the Miranda Cosgrove Michael Jackson picture pulled up on Safari.
Oh, good. Michael Jackson and Miranda Cosgrove really do look a lot alike. And Erin and I were talking about how that makes us feel much more comfortable about Michael Jackson in general. Because if it's Miranda Jackson inviting girls over to or boys over to a sleepover, well, that still feels weird. But
I know.
it doesn't get much better. But the age is better. Not now.
Okay, that's not happening on my show.
She
We're
was
gonna
pretty
be-
young, and I hate everything that's coming out of my
How
mouth.
old
Let
is
me
Miranda
interrupt you.
Cosgrove now? Like 26?
I'm tweeting.
Oh,
so
no
I don't know.
idea.
Let you look it up.
I'll look it up.
Adam.
Oh, thanks. He really is a fan you later.
Okay, so far we've
Fan you
only
later.
picked guest stars, and we have decided to do nothing on the show. I would have dance battles.
24.
Dance battles, that's pretty good.
What is my age? My target audience age?
Tweens.
Tweens and 40-somethings.
Oh, that makes me uncomfortable. They're probably all men.
Oh, tweens. You don't want your show to become the next My Little Pony. She's...
Last
Radio.
semester I actually did a study on the brony community. So I mean,
I just shut down. Noah just found my.
You cannot capture the art that was Erin's face when I mentioned that on radio, and I'm very sorry to all the fans we're letting down.
I just
How much do you know about bronies, Kristen?
so much. I spent a whole day just in my room listening podcasts, documentaries, websites, just for one project I just called the Brony Files.
Is there any correlation between them and flat earthers that you could find?
Well, I mean, I would say they're probably out there. I mean, if you look at a cartoon, it is two-dimensional characters, so
Right,
those
that's
look pretty
They
flat
would
to
probably
me.
like it. Back to the flat Earth for a second. When you go off the side of the flat Earth, do you fall off, or is it like Pac-Man?
Have you not seen Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Noah?
No.
Nope.
C.S.
that
Lewis
was-
knew what was up.
That was the worst one.
Was C.S. Lewis a flat earther? I'm so glad I never read mine.
He was a
yet.
flat truther.
All right, back to me.
He was a middle earther.
Back to I.
Oh, I
Thinking
could do hair
actually.
makeovers.
Hair makeovers, that's pretty good.
That'd be pretty original on the internet.
But you need more to it. What's your iCarly-esque twist? You gotta keep it silly, you gotta keep it gibby.
She could do it blindfold.
No.
Silly string.
You're not-
Just
hair
kidding. That's a reference
makeovers.
to Monday. I'm not.
Last Monday.
I'm not an anti-Semitic.
A-
Whatever. Tweens don't have proper grammar. I have to be relatable. They could put in applications to get a hair makeover for me, but I get to decide everything that happens to their head. Like
Oh.
Tyra Banks does when she does a model makeover for America's Next Top Model.
I like it. I
Thanks.
like it.
Games. We would play True American Milligan version, which is a game from New Girl. Hopefully Mitchell's listening by now. He's a fellow New Girl enthusiast.
There's such a big New Girl following on Milligan campus
Because it's amazing.
because it's Erin's favorite.
Yes. I have such an influence.
Even though a lot of people would talk about it before she got here. I guess that was the John the Baptist of Erin Donovan.
I just made it bigger. Like it was, your friends kind of talked about it.
I don't like the term big-er because that sounds like big Earth, and I feel like a big Earth implies a round Earth.
Okay, Erin, did you look at what I sent you, I think, maybe 2 weeks ago when we were trying to figure out if I'm going to be on the show?
I did, and for only about 10 seconds.
That's fine. It's a
kinda
conspiracy
forgot.
theory, Noah. You'll like this one. The word big reminded me. Have you ever heard of Bigger Luke theory?
What?
Bigger Luke theory?
No.
I'm interested.
All right. I will give you the best rundown that I can really quick, but it is the idea there are, I think, like 6 or 7 frames in Star Wars A New Hope, 1977, where Mark Hamill is actually taller than Harrison Ford, and they're both on the same flat surface. Even though, historically and almost famously, Luke is much shorter than Harrison Ford. In fact, he's too short to be a stormtrooper. And so there's this in-universe Star Wars explanation, because the fans have to explain everything in the universe, that there are actually 2 Luke Skywalkers in the universe. There's the Luke that we all know and love, but then there's this interdimensional Luke that replaces him every once in a while, known as Bigger Luke. And they actually have, like, a great website to prove all of it, in which they analyze the different frames, they analyze the heights of him compared to different things that they know the heights of, such as Harrison Ford, and they prove that there is somebody who's taller than Harrison Ford playing Luke Skywalker, but it's not a stunt double, because you see Mark Hamill's face, and it was 1977. They didn't have the technology to just plant his face on somebody else.
I'll tweet the link.
Bigger Luke.
Oh, my sister wants to FaceTime.
Oh, this has never happened before.
So the Luke is
I'm on
regular
the
Luke
radio
is
right
Luke
now.
Prime.
Did you get my text?
I'm checking right now.
You could have
Ha,
you could have
you're-
Collins on iErin.
You're so funny. Yes, I would FaceTime my sister. We're recording.
Wait,
We're recording
are you
for.
live? right
Yeah.
now?
Yes, we're live.
Oh.
Hey, welcome to
What's up,
the
Noah?
Fresh Cut. Oh, I'm a
you
little
guys met?
busy
Oh,
right
okay.
now. Yes.
Okay, I can't remember.
Did you say we have to be met before you?
He's not much taller than
This
me.
is Adam. I was in his wedding.
Hi.
Yeah, that's, what's her face's husband?
Wow.
I was gonna say Janae.
Wait.
But I
That's,
knew it wasn't Janae.
Janae Bay
and this is
instead of
my friend
Bess.
Kristen.
Hey.
This is my sister Kylie.
Hi.
Hi,
What's
Kylie.
up?
It's so funny. Your text was hilarious. How on earth would we do that?
Flat Earth?
This is going to be
Come
my
on,
favorite
flat-
segment of iErin.
Kylie, do you believe in flat
Do
Earth?
they know what I? do they know
No,
what I
and you
texted?
can't.
Okay, I'm not going to.
Dude,
Wait, why can't we?
we're 9 hours away.
No, over FaceTime.
Oh, I was like, that's so funny. Okay, I'm
I'm
stop
gonna
talking.
have to start the show over.
Do you believe in flat Earth, Kylie?
No.
Okay. Go
Well, then it's settled.
Although my Calc 3 professor, who does like super high level math,
Kylie, we're on the radio. You can't curse on the radio.
he said yesterday by accident the Earth is flat,
Please apologize.
and then he went, oh wait, ellipse.
All right. Well, you may have just got us fined. And also, this may be broadcasting over Milligan College's campus. It's Wonderful Wednesday. No one's in class.
No one's listening. How many people are listening?
We don't.
Well, possibly
Possibly a
the
couple
U.S. government has to listen to radio to
For those of you out there that were listening, I totally heard shoot.
yeah.
I don't know what you guys are hearing, but
I
it
heard
was
the word
totally shoot.
stripper. I don't know what you guys-
Answer if you're live on the radio.
What?
Why'd you answer if you're live on the radio?
Because I thought.
Because she's rude.
I thought it'd be a fun
Okay,
segment.
Erin, just FaceTime me afterwards, okay?
Yep.
Bye.
Fine. All right, that was my sister Kylie. I would FaceTime her on iErin. If Mitchell is listening.
Maybe you shouldn't. Not good for the tweens.
Yeah, there would be no cursing involved. Mitchell's met Kylie in person.
Ooh.
I don't really know what I would. I would just kind of like freeball it. Oh, I think there'd be improv.
Like our
games.
show.
There'd be-
Improv games would be fun.
There's a podcast I've been listening. Have you ever heard of Off Book?
No, I have not, but I'm interested.
It's a podcast where they improvise a musical.
Let me go add this right now.
It's
That's all you had to say?
amazing.
It's musical?
And they're really, really funny. And they improvise a whole musical every episode. I forget who the people are. One, I think, is from Crazy Ex-Girlfriend. I don't know if you watched that. It's like a musical TV show
Yeah.
on Netflix.
It's a pretty good show.
I actually haven't watched it, but I've seen clips from it because everyone tells me to watch it.
I give it a full 2 thumbs up, although if I were Mitchell Hancock, who has cut off part of his thumb, I might give it 1.75 thumbs up.
He's
But
in
that's a
very
story
rough
for another
situation.
day. He's listening.
Well, he hasn't texted. Normally he'll text when we call him out. Not call him out.
He got offended because of our content was a little more edgy today, even though we set out to make it more family friendly.
It wasn't
Oh.
it's not my fault.
That's fine. I'm not mad.
Do we have any other games?
Actually, Adam had a game ready.
Oh,
A car game.
Yeah, it's a game that I've played in the car with my youth.
With Mayu?
Although you can only listen to, unless you have YouTube Red, I guess. The only way you're going to listen to Milligan Radio in the car is if you're listening to the actual radio station, and you can not play that very far off campus. So
Yeah,
if you're listening to this right now,
listen to the YouTube.
drive around campus. Yeah, but you have to keep the screen up the whole time. That's annoying. How's your game work, Adam?
Okay, it's called Fortunately, Unfortunately, and we're in a nice, tidy
Okay.
little flat line this way. Have you heard of this?
I've heard of it. I haven't played it, though.
We start a story, and we'll start over there with Noah, and he will start the story with just a sentence. You don't have to start it with any word. You could just say a sentence. And then Erin will pick up with saying, fortunately, and she will continue with whatever she wants. Then I will say, unfortunately, sentence.
Yeah.
And then Kristen will pick up. We'll just go back and forth. The only rules are you are not allowed to say, unfortunately, he died, the end. And you're not allowed to say, fortunately, we've reached the end of the story, or something like a lame cop-out like that. You just have to keep it going for as long
Okay.
as possible, but keep it cohesive.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
All right, so I'll
Time to
start.
kill.
I'm going to the eye doctor tomorrow.
I haven't been in 4 years.
You,
You have to say-
you
yeah.
have to say
Oh,
fortunately.
You weren't listening.
I really wasn't. Fortunately, I haven't been in 4 years.
Fortunate? Okay, whatever.
Unfortunately, they blew a puff of air into my eye.
Air into my eye. iErin.
Oh my goodness.
Conspiracy.
It's a new theme song.
Fortunately, it reminded me of my friend Erin's show, iErin, so it just made it a little bit better.
Unfortunately, when I went on iErin, she made me try a bunch of ketchup. And I hate ketchup.
Fortunately, I didn't have to eat the ketchup. Noah did.
Unfortunately,
This isn't.
there were a lot of bad words being thrown about the iErin studio.
Oh, gosh. Fortunately, Mitchell had missed that part of the show, so everything was okay.
Unfortunately, and back to the eyes, they showed me the scans of my eyes, and I realized that eyes don't seem to be as round as they are, as they tell you in school or on cartoons. Eyes are not completely round. And I started to wonder what else might not be completely round.
Fortunately, Kristen Branch had not influenced my thinking of the Earth, so that was not a consideration.
Unfortunately, I could not bring myself to construct a rocket and launch myself 1,081 feet or whatever into the air. So I just stayed on the possibly flat Earth.
Fortunately, I had maps to help me with this decision of whether or not other things were flat.
Unfortunately, while I was looking at the maps, and I was looking at them very closely, I poked my eye with them, and I had to go back to the eye doctor the next day. You're up, Erin.
Fortunately, I couldn't remember if you said unfortunately.
I poked my eye out, Erin.
It's devolved to me and Noah saying unfortunately and you two saying fortunately,
I
which
know.
is not supposed to happen.
Do you think that I was glad to see my eye doctor 2 days in a row?
This is a story. It's a drama. Fortunately, I was in love with my eye doctor. So being able to go 2 days in a row was actually a good thing.
Unfortunately, my eye doctor had given his or her heart away to another. Amy Long.
No.
Yes.
Is my eye doctor Ben Moffat? Otherwise, I'm really concerned. She should only be with someone we set her up with or Barack Obama.
Amen.
I wish I could go back, but the rules I've said.
Okay, fair.
Fortunately, after telling my friend Erin about this, I discovered that it was her plan all along for Amy to get with my eye doctor, so it was okay.
Unfortunately, Amy and the eye doctor were such a good match and complemented each other in so many different ways, and with a vast diversity of strengths. I realized that no relationship I would ever be in, whether platonic or romantic or otherwise, would never be as strong, and I decided to spend my days as a loner doing weird loner things like radio shows.
Frasier much?
Fortunately, the co-host of his radio show is not like that at all, and is quite outgoing, social, and very popular with great hair, and she boosts the ratings. And she is me. I'm speaking in third person.
Unfortunately, she left Noah in his time of need to go start popular YouTube series, iErin, bringing this full flat circle.
Fortunately, circles are flat. So, I think that kind of proves what we're trying to say here.
Unfortunately... Why was that so conclusive? What do I have to work with here?
Just do like
New
a
story.
post-credit scene. Or
Yeah.
do that, yeah.
Oh yeah, post-credit sequence. We're leading into our next film. Unfortunately, someone came on the set of iErin, and it turned out it was Will Smith pretending to be a 5-year-old boy. He was method acting for an animated film he was going to do. But because you mentioned that you just don't care for the film I Am Legend, Will Smith is now suing you for your show iErin. I Am Erin.
Fortunately, I could prove I've never seen I Am Legend, and so the lawsuit was dropped because I just was ignorant.
Unfortunately, that cost you what could have been a great collaborative career alongside Will Smith, a la DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Wait, what?
What?
I guess sorry. My brain thought there was a period, and then all of a sudden you just said Jazzy Jeff, and I'm like,
No,
wait,
like
what
she
happened?
could have had
I
a great
appreciate-
collaborative a career along Will Smith, just like Jazzy Jeff.
Oh,
did.
okay.
I appreciate that he said Allah, so that it's not just us shoving Jesus in people's ears.
I mean, very inclusive of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Next week is Buddha.
Let's see. Oh yeah, I'm the fortunately.
Yeah, you got to change your outlook for this
Of
one.
course. But fortunately, she asked her friend Noah to help her boost the ratings back from all the lost ratings due to the Will Smith lawsuit.
Unfortunately, iErin became such a success afterwards that I became so famous that every day at my doorstep, step.
It'd be weird if it was at your doorstep.
Okay, you know what? You're right. Will Smith comes crawling and begging to let him be on the show iErin again, but I have to say no because I don't recognize him anymore, and I don't recognize anyone anymore because the fame went to my head. Am I Erin? I don't understand.
Fortunately, I could have Jaden Smith come on my show and have him do the rap that he does with Justin Bieber from the Karate Kid soundtrack, where he has the greatest line of all time, and he says, "Raised by the power of will," which he is saying, but also he means Will Smith.
That's not the greatest line of all time.
Shut up.
Unfortunately, that's not the greatest line of all time.
Unfortunately, I'm going to make you unfamous.
Unfamous?
Infamous.
Me unfamous?
I
That's
think
where
it's-
I draw the line.
Get out of my room, diva.
Draw the flat line.
That's...
Fresh cut. Or what did you do this like at the very beginning?
I don't remember. I hate
the fresh cut.
Oh, this is one of our, like, in terms of our show just becoming absolute chaos, this is one of our worst incidents.
Luckily, we end the show in 2 minutes.
Actually, fortunately would have been the better word.
What did I say?
Luckily.
Well,
she doesn't listen.
Luckily, unluckily.
All she's thinking about is her new YouTube video series, iErin.
It's kind of your fault, though. You gave this idea to her.
I thought I was helping her. I didn't know I was driving her away from me. Even though I do that often after the radio shows, because it's the only way she goes to the post office.
Sometimes JD drives me before church.
JD's a good man,
We
but he
love
won't
JD.
be on our show.
He's a class.
I'd say he has no class if he's not. We're not even filming this in our usual time, so I guess anything...
Anything goes.
Yeah, JD, come on our show. If you're hearing this from, like, the ice cream truck or whatever. In which
Oh,
case,
yeah,
I'm
come
sorry
on
if you heard certain words that you're not used to
Oh,
hearing.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's definitely happening right now.
after
Here in 2
this.
minutes.
Yeah, well, really one.
Yeah,
One
really
minute.
one.
Wait, there's
So-
an ice cream truck?
Well, Kona Ice Truck.
Oh.
Like, shape.
Anyways,
Yeah.
Like water.
just like Jaden Smith, it's time to start wrapping up. But with not saying the power of will raised me. And so, thanks for listening to The Fresh Cut. Listen to us on YouTube, where we now have our first censored show. And this, if you're listening on Wonderful Wednesday, that's great. Or if it's Wonderful Monday next week, even better. That's our usual time, or actually just the same better. Or if it's on YouTube, please keep listening, because when I see a couple views on that, it makes this all feel worth it when I have more than one listener, like we apparently had last week or 2 days ago. So
Time is confusing.
time is confusing, but now time is over. Everyone say, well, Adam and Kristen, why don't you close us out with your best lawnmower noises?
Yep. Goodbye.